Shazam! Fury of the Gods is the first of 4 DC movies releasing in 2023, and it is out. I saw it. It has the humor, the action of the first one, but I gotta say, the theme of Fury of the Gods, a way to summarize the whole thing, is that this movie is all about family and dragons. Earlier this year, I did a video talking about my top 10 most anticipated movies of 2023. Shazam! Fury of the Gods was my 3rd highest anticipated movie of the year. Did it live up to the standards that I had for it? Let's talk about it. A couple of years after the first Shazam, we see Billy and his family, or Shazamly, all growing up. They have this fun little routine together where they go fight crime without letting their parents know about it. So you can tell that they've been doing this for a while now. We see the introduction of Hespera, Calypso, and Athena, who are the daughters of Atlas, and they're coming to get revenge for their father's powers being stolen, basically just given to Billy and the rest of his family. Now everyone has to come together to stop them. Pretty generic, but it works. Let's talk about the characters. Everyone's back. He's back, she's back, he's back, and she's back. You get the point. Since we see the same actors, actresses, and the same director, basically everyone from the first one come back for the sequel, we see that same chemistry that they built in the first one carry over into this one. The great thing is that everyone gets a role. They all have something to do, and they all get a fair amount of screen time. But let's do the math. We have 6 kids, plus 6 adults, plus 2 parents, plus 3 daughters of Atlas, plus 1 wizard, plus 1 dragon. That equals a whole lot of people. And they managed to build the relationships between all of these different characters while at the same time allowing each character to kind of go through their own personal journey throughout the whole film. Billy has now found a very solid family.
But what's real is family.
And he is terrified of losing them, so he becomes this controlling person, but he's doing that out of fear and love for everyone. And by Billy doing that, Freddy, out of everyone else, is feeling the most suffocated from that. He just wants to be independent. Heck, they even develop the villains in this movie and give them motivation. Hespera, Calypso, and Athena feel wronged, and they do a good job explaining that. In fact, the villains get as much screen time as the heroes do, which is something that I have been preaching for, especially in superhero movies. Let's talk about what worked in Shazam! Fury of the Gods. The tone of the movie is in line with the first, and that is one of its strengths. That was expected since the same creative team is back, but it was nice to see that happen. The characters are still likable, but the great thing about it is that it feels fresh because now we have the adults that have a lot more to do in this movie, whereas the last one, they kind of just came in at the very end. The story overall worked really well because it felt like a natural progression with not only being superheroes and what comes with that, but also the natural progression as the kids get older as well. It's set a couple years after the first one, so now the kids are older and in high school and dealing with everything that comes with a part of that in a person's life, which is fun to see. In an oversaturated genre of movies, and I'm talking about the superhero genre, it is so refreshing that this movie exists just like the first one. Fury of the Gods is so unique and has so much personality out of all the other superhero movies. I actually think that that's literally the Shazam franchise's biggest strength. Sure, there are others like Guardians and Deadpool that are funny, but this is something special that I hope stays around for the DCU. Please, James Gunn, you got rid of Henry, do not get rid of Zachary.
Papa, please don't do this to me.
This movie moves very fast. Right out of the gate, we're introduced to the villains as well as catch up with Billy and his family, all with action scenes. The action just continues all the way to the end. The really good thing about the movie pacing is that even in the downtime, we get those great interactions with the characters that are usually pretty funny. We got a lot of action, we got a lot of humor, which kept me entertained and helps the movie move along at a nice pace. To sum up Fury of the Gods, it is a fun movie. I caught myself multiple times watching it and I had this stupid grin on my face or I was laughing. You will be entertained, you will laugh, and I think this is a very easy movie to rewatch multiple times just like the first one. Fury of the Gods gets so much right in what it does. It keeps a consistent tone, the chemistry through the characters is great, and the story is good enough. I guess where I come down on the movie is that it doesn't have a ton of fun actions of a kid being an adult superhero. In the first one we get Billy and Freddy going out to get beer and just being kids. That's what made it so special and unique. Zachary Levi still does a great job. There's still tons of funny moments where he acts like a kid. I just wish that there was more moments like in the first one. I just felt like this film had less of the fun scenes that the overall premise of the character actually is. A teenager gets superpowers, he looks like an adult, what would he do with that? I just wish that there were more of those kind of moments in this movie. The trade-off is that we don't get those moments, but we do get lots of big action set pieces. The downfall is that they feel more generic and just kind of what you expect from a superhero movie. Once again, Shazam is full of personality. I just wish that they had more moments in it, like in the first one, that made it so special and so unique. Oftentimes, sequels to hit movies are not as good, or they don't really capture the magic of what made the first a hit. They tend to lose focus of setting up a franchise or future movies in general. Overall, sequels just aren't as good as the first movie in a franchise. You know, maybe except these, or these, or these. However, Fury of the Gods is a good sequel. Now, I'm not saying it's the best superhero movie of all time. I mean, come on, it's no Batman v Superman Ultimate Edition. It does fall into a few generic superhero beats, but it is a solid movie that is just as fun as the first. There will be people who favor the first one more, which is completely understandable. But as a sequel, it hits the mark for me and it's a great time. If you enjoyed Shazam! Fury of the Gods, here are a few of my suggestions of movies you may enjoy. We have Kick-Ass, Power Rangers, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, and The Goonies. Thank you for watching my review of Shazam! Fury of the Gods. If you liked the video, please click that like button. Remember to subscribe to my YouTube channel for movie reviews, news, rankings, recaps, and more. Did you enjoy Shazam! Fury of the Gods? Do you think that James Gunn should actually keep this franchise going in his DCU? Let me know down in the comment section, and until next time, Shazam!